know more than you think. You just don't see the signs yet. Because every person, every single one, leaves clues, and Nietzsche's 18 truths. They'll show you exactly how to find those clues and what they mean. This is the skill no one ever teaches. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And let me make one thing clear. This isn't some quick list, not some shallow advice to skim through. No, this is a complete breakdown. 3 parts, each one builds on the last. Miss one, skip ahead, you lose the depth, the power that makes this work. So stay with me, all the way. Because when we're done, you won't just understand people, you'll understand yourself in ways you never imagined. From the moment you were young, you were trained to trust words. Words, the currency of people. But Nietzsche warned us, don't be fooled by language. People don't speak truth. They speak survival, ego, fear. What you see on the surface, the personality, that's not them. That's armor. That person who seems so kind might not be kind at all, might be terrified of rejection. The one who looks strong might be crumbling beneath it all, hoping, begging. You don't see it. And the most dangerous part, they don't even know they're doing it. Most people, actors, in a play they didn't write. Their smiles, their words, their tone, all shaped by what kept them safe. They're not hiding from you. They're hiding from themselves. Nietzsche said, every profound spirit needs a mask. That wasn't an insult. It was a warning. Don't mistake the mask for the person. Here's the truth no one tells you. People leak the truth all the time, not in what they say, in the cracks. When they glance away, when they laugh too long, when they change the subject too fast. And Nietzsche's first psychological truth. Everyone wears a mask, not because they're fake, because they're scared. To survive this world, people build a version of themselves they hope will be accepted. But masks, they slip. The first sign of truth. Tension. Watch for it. What makes them uncomfortable, that's where the real person starts. And the second truth. What someone hates in others. It reveals what they're hiding in themselves. Projection. That one who mocks arrogance, terrified of their own worth. The one obsessed with spotting liars, hiding a truth they refuse to face. We hate in others what we're terrified to admit in ourselves. So if you want to read someone, really read them. Don't just watch what they admire. Watch what they criticize, and ask yourself why. Third truth. Silence reveals more than speech ever could. Nietzsche didn't believe truth came from talking. No. He saw language as the herd's tool, a way to dodge reality. When someone hesitates before they answer, when they sidestep a topic, when their reply to something deep sounds rehearsed, hollow, that silence screams louder than their words. A person avoiding vulnerability, they're showing you everything about what they fear. Fourth truth. Excessive virtue, often vanity in disguise. Be wary of the one always shouting about their purity. The one who corrects, who preaches, who parades their morality. Nietzsche called this the will to power, hidden behind a mask. Sometimes, morality's nothing but a costume for superiority, and the louder they signal their virtue, the more certain they're hiding something behind it. Real goodness doesn't need applause. Fifth truth. People don't lie to you first, they lie to themselves. This one changes everything. The lies you hear. I'm fine. I'm over it. I don't care. Those aren't lies meant to harm you. They're lies so practiced, so worn, they believe them themselves. Nietzsche saw self-deception, not as evil, but as survival, a defense, a way to keep going in a painful world. So when a story doesn't add up, Don't think they're trying to fool you. Understand, they've been fooling themselves far longer. That's how you read them. The cracks, the inconsistencies, they spill the truth. Sixth truth. Where someone feels superior, they're hiding deep inferiority. This pure Nietzsche superiority, often overcompensation. That one who keeps reminding you of their greatness. They're afraid they're not enough. That one who casually puts others down, terrified of being unseen. True confidence doesn't compete. It just is. If someone has to dominate, control, prove, look closer. Behind that throne, you'll find a frightened child, clutching a crown. Reading people, it's not about judgment. It's about seeing their core, that one who interrupts. Maybe not arrogance, maybe fear of being forgotten. That one who floods the world with "I'm so happy" posts, maybe it's a cry for help. That one who avoids your gaze while saying, "I'm fine." Listen to the body, not the words. Use these truths, not for power, but for compassion. Because the clearer you see, the harder it becomes to hate. And that was Nietzsche's secret. He didn't want you to see through others so you could control them. No, he wanted you to see through them so you'd stop being fooled and start connecting. If you've ever looked at someone and felt like all you saw was the surface, if you've ever wished you could crack the code, see beneath the mask, drop a comment below. Let's talk. Tell me about the moments, those silent moments, where someone showed you the truth without a single word. And if this helped you see people in a new way, subscribe. There's much more coming. You'll want to witness the rest of Nietzsche's truths unfold, because it's one thing to spot the mask. It's another to watch it crack. If you've ever really paid attention, you've seen it. That flicker of discomfort when a belief gets challenged. That subtle shift in tone when a topic cuts too close. That nervous laugh, the one that doesn't match the words. Those aren't accidents, they're clues. And once you know how to see them, you'll realize people aren't hard to read. They're just afraid to be seen. In part 1, we saw how people build masks to shield themselves. But here, we go deeper, into the places where those masks start to crack. Because Nietzsche believed this, the self, it's not solid, it's not fixed. It's a performance, a role, stitched together, just to survive the world. And the second that role's threatened, the truth starts leaking out. Seventh truth. Most actions come from unconscious fear. Think about it. Why does someone over-explain? Why do they dominate the room or vanish completely? Why do they say yes when everything in them screams no? Fear. Fear of being abandoned. Fear of rejection. Fear of humiliation. Failure. Nietzsche knew this. Humans rarely act from pure want. They act from fear. Fear of losing status, losing love, losing worth. So when you want to read someone, don't listen to what they say they want. Ask yourself, what are they afraid to lose? That's where the truth lives. Eighth truth. Criticism is a mirror. Next time someone's always critiquing others, listen. Because when someone attacks too much, it's projection. The man who mocks emotional people, terrified of his own feelings. The woman who belittles others for their looks. She's at war with her own reflection. Nietzsche said, judgment, almost never about the other. It's about the self. So don't get distracted by where the criticism lands. Follow the thread back to the speaker. What part of themselves are they trying to disown? Projections, not just defense. It's confession. If you listen, really listen, it tells you exactly where someone's pain lives. That confidence you see, so often, it's guilt in disguise. A costume. You've met this kind of person, the one who seems so sure of themselves. Always in control, always composed. But watch closely. The tension in the jaw, the over-preparation, the defensiveness, when the pressure builds. Ninth truth. Guilt hides behind false confidence. Nietzsche saw it everywhere. Leaders, teachers, preachers, those who perform certainty because they're terrified of being seen. When someone's always confident, look for the guilt they're trying to bury. Maybe it's regret, maybe it's some past version of themselves they can't forgive, trying to prove it wrong. Real peace doesn't need to perform. So next time someone seems too confident, don't be intimidated. Be curious. Now, exaggeration. It betrays the hidden truth. It's subtle, but once you see it, you'll never miss it again. 10th truth. People give themselves away through exaggeration. That one who keeps shouting, "I don't care what anyone thinks," cares deeply. That one who swears they're always happy isn't. Exaggeration is a tell. It's the ego trying to shout over the doubt. Nietzsche believed this extremism, no matter the direction, is imbalance, not strength. So when someone's words sound too absolute, don't believe the surface. Read the insecurity beneath. Exaggeration is volume. The real question, what are they trying so hard to silence? Next, the hunger for control. It masks inner chaos. We seek control everywhere, in our work, our relationships, our routines. But when someone craves it, obsessively, that's a sign. 11th truth. Those who need control fear the storm inside. Nietzsche saw it plain as day. When someone's inner world is in disorder, they grip the outer world tight. If they micromanage, if they break down at change, if they dominate to feel powerful, it's not strength, it's terror. Terror that if they let go, even for a moment, it'll all collapse. The stricter the shell, the more fragile the soul beneath. And this is one of Nietzsche's most haunting truths. Performance often covers emptiness. 12th truth. The louder the performance, the emptier the core. Just look at today. Social media, the endless noise. Look at me, the perfect poses, the constant updates, the curated mask. Nietzsche didn't see that as strength. He saw it as desperation. When someone's always performing, it's not because they feel powerful. It's because, deep down, they believe this. Without the noise, the color, the drama, no one will see them. No one will love them. So they create spectacle. But the one who truly knows themselves, reading them, it's not for leverage. It's for grace. When you see the child behind the critic, the fear behind the bully, the guilt behind the arrogance, you don't grow weaker, you grow unshakable. And if this part opened your eyes, wait, because in the final part, we tear away the last layer. We'll explore how the deepest childhood wounds show up in the adult mask, how envy, silence, the hunger to be remembered, all point straight to the soul. You'll learn 6 final truths, and when you do, you won't just see people, you'll know them, with clarity, with compassion, and you'll see yourself more than ever, because something in you has already changed. You don't look at people anymore, you read them, not as villains, not as victims, as humans, struggling to survive beneath masks they never chose. But we're not done. Behind every action, there's a belief, and behind every belief, a wound. This last part is about recognizing the soul, the hidden story beneath every surface. Nietzsche didn't just expose patterns, he showed us where they come from. So let's finish. 13th truth. No one speaks from logic, they speak from pain. You think people are rational, that they argue with facts, that they decide by reason. Nietzsche knew better. Underneath every logical argument, an emotional wound. Someone says, "I don't believe in love. It's just fantasy." They're not stating a fact, they're shielding a hurt. People form their beliefs around what broke them and dress those beliefs up with logic. So when you want to understand someone's worldview, don't just ask what they believe. Ask what broke them. Ask what scared them. Ask what they never want to feel again. That changes everything. It shifts your focus from why are they saying this to what are they terrified of reliving? And suddenly, their opinions don't feel like threats. Their defenses, you see them for what they are. Their arguments, not attacks. Shields. And when you see that, you stop reacting. You start understanding. 14th truth. How someone reacts to weakness reveals their true power. You want to see a person's character. Don't watch how they treat the powerful. Watch how they treat those who can't fight back. Nietzsche believed real strength. It's not proven in domination. It's revealed in restraint. It's not proven in domination. It's revealed in restraint. If someone mocks the vulnerable, they fear their own softness. If they punish mistakes, they likely weren't allowed to make any. If they always win, but leave others bleeding, they're still at war with themselves. But the one who can face weakness without judgment, who can sit quietly beside sorrow without flinching, who can forgive when they could have crushed, that's someone who's won their inner war. They don't need to prove anything anymore. So if you want to read someone, give them a chance for compassion. What they do then, that'll show you who they are, not who they pretend to be. 15th truth. When someone fears being forgotten, they chase attention. You've seen them. The one who must be noticed. Every room they enter, every word, every glance, every choice screams, "See me." And at first, it looks like confidence. But Nietzsche saw through it, that hunger for attention. It's the echo of a deeper fear. The fear of being invisible, of living and dying without leaving a mark. So they create noise. Not because they love it, but because they can't bear the silence. The child ignored becomes the adult who overcompensates. And instead of asking for love, they demand it indirectly, through spectacle, through drama, through chaos. So when you see someone who's too much, don't rush to judge. Ask yourself, what are they afraid will happen if they're not enough? Because sometimes, attention-seeking isn't vanity, it's a cry. 16th truth. The person they attack is often the person they envy. One of Nietzsche's boldest and hardest truths. People don't always strike because they hate. They strike because they admire, but believe they can never match. Criticism, easier than admitting admiration. The one who mocks the successful. The one who tears down the confident. The one who gossips about the free. They're not just being mean, they're in pain. Because to see someone embody the part of you that you've abandoned, it stings. It reminds you of what you lost. So instead of celebrating the other, we try to destroy them. But envy is just unspoken desire. It's the soul whispering, I want that too, but I don't believe I'm allowed. If you can see this in others, you become immune to petty hate. If you can see this in yourself, you become free. 17th truth. People don't act from beliefs. They act from childhood. You've heard it said, people don't change. Nietzsche would say, people repeat. They repeat the roles they were forced to play, the fears they were taught to carry, the dynamics they never escaped. The person who was never heard becomes the one who never listens. The person punished for feeling becomes cold, logical, detached. The person who had to earn love becomes the one who performs for affection, even when it's toxic. They think they're acting from beliefs, but really, they're just reenacting the past. So if you want to read someone, don't just look at who they are. Ask who did they have to be. Because behavior, it's biography. And behind every adult is a child still waiting to feel safe. 18th truth. Their patterns are a confession. If you know how to listen, People don't always have the words to say what hurts, but they'll show you, over and over. The one who ghosts when things get close. The one who overworks so they never have to sit still. The one who flirts with everyone but connects with no one. These aren't random. These aren't flaws. They're confessions. They're saying, this is how I protect myself. This is where I was hurt. This is what I'm scared to repeat. Nietzsche believed, if you learn to listen deeply, not to words, but to patterns, you'll hear the truth before it's ever spoken. And when you do, something shifts. You stop personalizing. You stop judging. You start understanding. You become a mirror, not a weapon. You become someone who sees and still chooses grace. And that, more than any tactic, more than any trick, that is what makes you powerful. You're not just reading people, you're remembering yourself. So take a breath, reflect. Every truth we explored, it wasn't just about others, it was about you, your patterns, your fears, your childhood scripts. Because the clearer you see them, the clearer you see yourself. This isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of seeing in a new way. Nietzsche didn't want us to just observe. He wanted us to awaken, to know every judgment of another is something we carry too. Every admiration is something we long to become. So if you felt seen, if you recognize these patterns in others or in yourself, don't keep it inside. Drop a comment. Tell me which of these 18 truths hit you the hardest. Let's build something honest in a world full of masks. And if this spoke to you, subscribe. Because this is just the beginning of learning to see what's hidden and becoming who you really are.